Hey, I'm Suzanne Bowen with PinoyKubo.com, and I'm here today with Albert Padden of SpellDial.com. So I did this on Twitter, and one of my good friends, his nickname there is Saufiane, Saufiane, and he's the one who said, hey, you've got to interview these people over at SpellDial. So then I contacted them on LinkedIn, and I found Nicole, and Nicole connected me with Albert. So that's who we're talking to today. Hello, Albert.
Hello, Suzanne. Hello, everybody.
Maybe share some background about the founding team and what led to the startup of SpellDial.
All right. Well, SpellDial started. I was alone when I started SpellDial. What happened was started because of a frustration. What happened was I lost my phone, and as when you lose your phone, I also lost all my contacts. And so, just like all other people out there, maybe most people, we don't keep hard copies of backups of our contact information stored in our phone. So for the entire day, I couldn't connect with anybody. I couldn't remember any of my friends, even my family, even my mom's number. And so that really started a frustration in me, and I told myself, why do we use really hard to remember numbers to connect with others? I mean, we live in such a high-tech world where communication is so easy, yet we use numbers to connect with each other. It's really, really counterintuitive to the way people's minds work. And so that kind of got me to thinking, what if we could just dial names instead? I started working on it, and some of my friends started joining in. They saw what I was doing, and they found it really cool, and they believed in the same thing. And Nicole joined with me first, and then eventually the rest of the team joined in.
I mean, why wasn't it like that in the first place?
Exactly.
I mean, and it really doesn't matter what's behind the name, technically speaking. It's just like most people who pick up the phone and dial a number or
Yeah,
receive a call, they don't care about the technology behind that call. They just want to make a call and receive one.
exactly. They connect with people, connecting with people.
I mean,
Well, I started this last year. We officially launched the website, the service, March 2010. And then after that, we did a lot of fine tuning. We learned a lot of lessons, and we eventually relaunched last January 12, 2011.
said, does it have anything to do with SIP or VoIP?
Well, to answer your first question, the world has started to dial names instead of numbers. What does that mean? Well, basically, we've got a community already starting to adopt the spell dial way of dialing, which is basically dialing names instead of numbers. So, for example, like we give out business cards, instead of it containing numbers, it contains our spell dial name. Well, the answer is no. Um, SpellDial works on almost any technology, like maybe VoIP or the traditional PSTN network. It works with that. And so basically what SpellDial does is just, it converts, it allows you, it just targets the number part. Instead of dialing a number, it replaces it into a name. So, you understand what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, so, but with SpellDial, it's really dialing names literally, dialing letters literally. So, right now it works on applications like in the iPhone and most smartphones, because we
Oh,
install the app. Because by default, phones don't dial names, right?
right.
We can only dial numbers, and so we had to make this whole new system that allows phones to actually recognize dialing names.
Cool.
So the first step you should do is you could pick your name, the name that you want, or you call it your spell dial name, and you register it in the website, and then you link all your information there so that you can start giving out that name to people, and they can start dialing that.
I can see also where it would change mindsets and actually even provide more opportunities maybe that we haven't brought up
Sure,
yet. All right.
sure. Here's one really cool application of spell dial. You know, in the Philippines, we usually use prepaid numbers, right?
Right.
Like we have prepaid mobile phones, and notable thing about prepaid phones is you can't change your number if your SIM breaks or if you lose it, right?
Right.
Yeah, and that's a very big problem because I could just imagine many people giving out, like for example, I used to host this concert. I organized this concert, and I printed out about In the tickets, there's a part where you put for ticket inquiries, call a number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I placed my mobile phone number there, and we printed out all the tickets, and we distributed them all 5,000 tickets. And lo and behold, a few days after we distributed them, I lost my phone again, another phone. So yeah, you could just imagine the trauma, the horror.
Yes.
Me imagining how many people are actually calling right now and it can't connect to me. I mean, I went to the Globe Service Center and I asked if I could get my number back, and then and they said if it's prepaid, you cannot. It's just like that.
Mm.
And so goodbye. But with
Oh my
spell,
goodness. Yeah.
yeah, but with spell dial, what this does is that if I just gave out my spell dial name there in a ticket, and if I change my number, I could easily update my records in my spell dial account, and automatically it would redirect to my new number. And
Good.
so I wouldn't even have to tell anybody that I changed my number or I lost my phone. So in effect, I never lose connection with anybody anymore. About the opportunities, it's like you notice how many billboards you see every day with a business name and a number to call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know these businesses they spend so much money on these advertising campaigns, and yet the number you call is very small.
Mm.
I mean, for example, a true story. Me, I go to school. When I used to go to school every day, I would pass by these billboards that would talk about like lunch delivery, call restaurant, deliver comes, and I'm in school and I'm hungry. I try to imagine the billboard again, and all the number part is just a blur. I mean, but when we had spell dial, and some businesses started getting it right, so they have their spell dial name already. They already have their own spell dial name. I would remember just picking up my phone and saying, "Hey, I want to order from this restaurant." And I would just dial their name, and I'd get food delivered. And I was thinking, my goodness, I never was able to successfully call for a delivery before there was spell dial. Now that there's spell dial, I've been calling more and more for delivery because I was able to. It's not hard to do so. I'm thinking that this could increase the opportunities of businesses because people would not have much barrier anymore of actually availing of their services. So before people would think, oh yeah, I want to avail that service, but what's their number? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, it's too hard to find them. Where's the directory? Oh, I can't find right now. Oh, never mind, because it's too tiring. But now with spell dial, people just think, hey, I want to order something. What's the business name again? Oh, I don't know. Remember the business. What's their contact number? Oh, their name. And so they would just dial it, and immediately they could connect, and this would probably increase the number of business opportunities happening every single day.
And I was even, I mean, for example, when you're driving your car down the road, you can't exactly slow down to
Yeah.
get the number and write it down. You're not supposed to be
That's
doing that, right?
that would be hazardous to your health.
Exactly. Whoa, no texting and no writing, nothing like that while you're driving.
True. So spell dial saves lives.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I've got a friend, Michelle Vinecourt.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Canada, and there's a company in Canada that does these wall concerts. They're called wall concerts. They'll
Wow.
be at night when it's dark, and everybody's out there with their cell phone, and you log into something, into a phone number, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And on the wall, there's like this huge keyboard, and people press different digits on their cell phone, and the crowd is actually creating music together. It's a
Wow.
wall concert. Is that cool or what?
That is very cool.
I'll have to find that website and share it with you. Now, Albert, we're going to add this podcast and some more information about SpellDial as an inspirational example on our PinoyKubo.com, PinoyKubo. Could you share with us, obviously, you know, you're probably into the technology scene in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Share with us a little bit about that, like, you know.
To be straightforward, I think the Philippines is really a lot of talent in the tech scene. Like we are just oozing with a lot of talent. I mean, you could see a lot of BPOs, like outsourcing centers here, basically do most of, we do a lot of the technology work of the entire world. maybe along with India. India is one of them, but Philippines also has a huge talent pool for technology. Unfortunately, from my perspective, which I think is also kind of sad, is because although the Philippines is like it has a lot of talent, it has it has just kept this mindset of working for others, so we can become like the workforce of the world, which is really also an honor. But at the same time, I also like to challenge the Filipinos because I think we also have a lot of entrepreneurial spirit just within the country, and I think it's about time that we not only make or manufacture or make the products for the rest of the world, but also we make products and services of our own and market it to the world. And so that's really one of the things that I want to push for. And I have some people who I would call mentors. One of them is Mr. Mark Buenconsejo. He has many companies. I think is under Simple Tech and Care Sharing. He's one of my friends here in Cebu. He's also helped us a lot. He has given us a lot of advice, and we have also some friends from Filipinos from Silicon Valley, like we call her Ate Teens, which she started TechTalks.ph. TechTalks.ph is our tech community here in Cebu. We have a tech community. It's still at its starting stage, and we're really excited because it's starting to grow. But right now, it's still a challenge. It's an uphill battle, and we're also happy that the government is starting to support. More and more people are starting to support this kind of tech entrepreneurial ecosystem here in the Philippines. But right now, it's really, really, really challenging.
I know a lot of people who are heavily involved in like mentoring programs as well as incubator
Yeah,
programs in Malaysia. And I guess there's some programs like that in the Philippines, but there
yes,
just needs
there.
to be more of it, right?
Yep, there are, and we really are thankful for those kinds of programs. We really get a lot from them. We really do, and so honestly, it's like we need every bit of assistance and help, and any support we can get right now.
Hmm. Well, Albert, I think people like you, you're young, you're able to speak in a very personable manner about what you're passionate about, what you're doing, your accomplishments, and so on. And obviously, you do have that entrepreneurial attitude, a fearless one. So you're a really good example for young people your age, even seasoned people, like me. So do you guys, like in Cebu, do you ever go to the Mobile Monday meetings? Have you heard of them?
I think I've heard of that, but could you refresh me on that one?
I mean, almost every city, especially the big cities like Cebu, all over the world, there'll be a Mobile Monday group, a chapter, and they get together usually one Monday per month.
Uh huh.
And the whole idea is to sort of like peer think, group think, um,
Uh,
listen to people's ideas, and usually everyone, when they walk out, has something new they want to get started on right away. So it's like this real strong entrepreneurial feeling in the
oh,
meetup. It's very casual. They may have this little presentation at the beginning, 10 or 15 minutes, but after that, there's just like a feverish discussion that's just all over the place. Everyone's talking mainly about
that's really
mobile.
yeah, yeah. I'd like to be part of something like that. That sounds really exciting.
So I just want to thank you for this 20 minutes conversation. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you also, Suzanne. It's also been really wonderful talking with you.
Yeah. And the website is SpellDial.com, SpellDial.com.